Today I've come down to meet Graham from South Coast Rods, and I met up with him a little while ago, actually quite a few months ago, when we looked at the ST12 rods. Well, today we are looking at the 13-foot version. These are absolute animals when it comes to casting, but they're still decent rods for playing fish as well. So Graham's going to take them through their paces, and I'm going to have a few casts around as well. Now, if you guys don't know Graham, he's actually been part of Team England for, I think, about the past 8 years, and he's actually an angling coach for the Angling Trust as well. So he's well established in the angling trade. So let's head over to the swim, go and meet him, and find out everything we need to know about the ST13s. But make sure you stick around to the end of this video, because we will tell you how you can win a set as well. So Graham and South Coast Rods are giving away a set of free ST13 rods. So make sure you do stick around to find out exactly how to enter. But for now, let's go and meet him, go and see what the crack is. Hello.
How we doing, Luke? All right?
You all right?
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while, yeah. I think last time I saw you was in the springtime, I think. That,
yeah, it was, wasn't it? We done the ST12s.
That's it. Came in and had a look at the ST12s. We've got the ST13s out today.
Nice. How's it going?
It's looking good, to be honest with you. Yeah, no fish yet. It's a hard lake, this one, but I've seen some fish showing out there.
Well, that wind's piling in as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the wind is coming right into this swim. It's blowing right into this bay. Yeah, and I've just got the rods dotted along the reed line, one at 30 wraps, one at 33, and I've got one long at 40 wraps, sort of like just off of the reed line there.
Okay.
Out into the open water, but yeah, it's looking good. I think there might have been another fish showing out there now. So yeah, it's looking good, but I'm about due for a recast. If you fancy, I'll just do the rods and get a recast done, and then I'll put the kettle on for you, mate.
Oh, that sounds good. Thought you'd never ask.
Okay, so just going to stick the right hand rod out now. This is going out with 30 wraps up against the reed line there. Quite a clean little spot out there. So what I'm going to do is just put a little Crimca Jowser wafter on a Ronnie out there. 30 wraps. I'm using, just to let you know what line I'm using, this is the Fox Exit 12-pound tapered line. No real need for a finger stool at this sort of distance. The way these rods are built is they're really sort of like nice on the finger. They're powerful, but have got a progressive power curve inside them. So this should go out nice and accurate. The way the rods have been built with a super fast recovering carbon makes them extremely accurate. So I'm going to try and put this on the dustbin lid out there. So that one went down really nicely out there, just tucked up against the reed line. I've actually seen some fish showing against that reed line actually this morning, so super confident with that. And as I say, the way that the tip recovers super fast using the 40-ton Toray carbon, it makes these sorts of casts effortless. That was 30 wraps. I've got the next one set up at 33 wraps. That's just off of the reed line, slightly siltier bottom, so I've got a different rig on that one. And then we've got one at 40 wraps, which will be a bit more of a thump of a cast out onto my long spot. But I'm confident that might do me a bite this afternoon. Right, so this is my left-hand rod. This one here is fished long. This is at 40 wraps. Got quite a stiff headwind coming into us today, but I'm pretty confident to get it out there. Need to get it on that far tree marker as well. There's no good having a rod that can cast distance but isn't accurate. So let's give this a go. See if I can get this on the baited spot. I've got a finger stool on this time as well for this type of cast. It's a slightly different cast. This one I'm actually gonna be stepping into it, put my whole body weight behind it, and we'll see how this goes. Absolutely perfect.
Didn't you mention a coffee?
Rods are out, kettle's on. I'm feeling good actually. They went out absolutely perfect. You know, one cast on each rod, which is what I want. Minimal disturbance. Yeah. I said before, I've seen fish out there this morning, so you know it's looking good. Fresh baits out there. Baited up with a util rod first thing this morning, because there's a bit of bait out there. I'm not going to disturb the swim putting any more bait out there. I'm just going to freshen up the rigs. They're on the money. And as you saw in the video, you know, the ST13's doing their job perfectly, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It was noticeable how quick they snap back after a cast.
Exactly.
So I'm guessing that, I don't really know rods that well, but I'm guessing that is what leads to better distances and more accuracy and things like that by snapping back.
Exactly. It's basically the quality of the carbon that we use, you know, the 40-ton Toray carbon. And people talk about fast action rods, but the carbon that we're using is a very fast, responsive carbon, if that makes sense. You know, it comes back really, really quick. So it's extremely fast carbon that we use. That aids the accuracy on it. So it's coming back, you're not getting any wobble. It's coming back nice, dead straight, very, very quick. It aids the accuracy, also aids the casting distance as well. But the way that we've built the rods is a sort of a progressive power. So they're not what would traditionally be a super fast action rod. It's a bit confusing because they're both called fast, but the fast action is when you've got a very soft tip and then it comes into the power very aggressively. Our ones are more of a sort of progressive power band, so they're a powerful rod, but they progress into the power nice and easy, which allows you to get into them very easy.
Because I always think of 13-foot rods as like distance tools. It doesn't really matter about playing action, it's just for getting out there. But are these similar, because obviously last time I saw you, we were playing around with the 12s. Are these a very similar feel to the 12s?
They've got a similar feel to the 12s. You know, it's the same carbon which we use. Obviously, foot longer, 13 foot, aids in the casting distance. Slightly more powerful. These are rated at a 375. You know, test curves are quite subjective, but these are rated at 375. So they're meant for more the angler that is fishing at distances often, you know. The ST12s are brilliant for going and sort of occasional distance fishing with, but for people that are fishing up to sort of, you know, 30, 35 wraps, that type of thing. If you're fishing a big pit where you need to get distance, you know, more often than not, that's where these ST13s really come into their own. You know, pits like this, big pits like this. Grenville, went up to Grenville, a few of the guys are using them up there.
Is the everyday angler able to cast them, or do you need a proper solid technique to be able to get anything out of them?
No, that is the beautiful thing about our ST13s. We worked really hard on this, is that we wanted to design a rod that, yes, it's a 13-foot rod, but not the average angler can use. And they can play fish on it, they can cast a long way with it. It feels a joy to use. You don't have to be 18 stone weightlifter to get into this, you know? The way that the progressive curve works and the power band comes in on the rods means that, and you can see it on the film, the way that it snaps back nice and easy. They're very, very user-friendly rods for a 13-footer.
I'd be interested to have a play, because I'm not a brilliant caster, and especially with a wind coming in like this, I reckon I'd be 25 wraps maximum usually. Okay.
We'll see if we can get you further than 25 wraps. You know, the thing is, distance is all subjective, Luke. You know, when it comes down to fishing long range, a lot of people just focus, how many wraps can I hit? It's all about the accuracy. It's all about how effectively you can fish at those ranges there. So, you know, like these ST13s in the right hands, I think 220 meters in a field, you know, in a field tournament casting. Has been the furthest that someone's cast these rods. The England guys are using them when we went out to the World Championships. Wayne Mansford, Ryan Need are using them fishing at extreme ranges there. But when you watch them, it's not just that they want a rod that is going to fish miles out. It needs to be on the money. And that's what we worked really hard on, is having a rod that you can cast it a long way, but it's a joy to use, a joy to play fish on. You're not going to be bumping fish off. You get some rods that I call really aggressive. And by that, what I mean is that they've got a super fast action, all right? So you've got a very soft tip, and then it locks up 3/4 of the way up the blank. That's when it locks up into power. Now, I find those quite aggressive, especially if you're not the biggest caster in the world.
I was going to say, they're the sort of rods that I'd struggle to actually cast.
Yeah, compress and get into, that's right. You know, I'm 13 stone and 5'10", you know? We've had people casting these ST13s that are 18 stone, you know, you know, proper powerful casters. But at the same time, people like yourself as well, we'll see in a minute, you know, you'll be able to get into these and they're a joy to use. And that's why we create it. You know, we're a small independent brand based down on the South Coast. And we wanted to bring to market, you know, a dedicated 12-foot, a dedicated 13-foot. We've got the 10-foots and the util rods that are going to be coming to market at the start of the year as well. But we don't do loads of different test curves in the 13s or the 12s. They just come as the ST12 and the ST13, and they're there to do a job, you know?
So how would you, these 13s, would you say they'd be massively overkill if you're fishing for doubles? Or are they good all-rounders no matter what you're fishing for? If you're fishing a big reservoir that's only got double-figure fish.
Exactly, they're a joy to play fish on, you know. Going back to World Championships again, quite often we're fishing for smaller fish. You know, you're not fishing for 40s and 50s, you're actually fishing for sort of, you know, scraper doubles quite often. And again, the playing action on them is lovely for that. You know, they really, because they don't lock up, because they're powerful, but you've got that progression inside them. And also the speed of the response of the carbon coming back, it sort of like plays the fishing for you as well. You know, you've got that real nice playability with inside the blanks there. But yeah, it's just, if you're going to go for a 13-foot rod, it's mainly for the distance. You've
Yeah.
got that extra foot of leverage in the cast. It does make it easier to cast. And the thing is that what a lot of people don't realise is, like, a perfect example today. We've got a 20-mile-per-hour headwind coming into us.
Yeah.
You know, we could have gone and picked the other side of the lake.
Would have been more comfortable and probably a bit warmer.
Well, yeah, we've probably been able to, like, cast a lot further into the winds,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the fish are over here, you know? So I prefer to come and do a video with you and for your viewers, you know, actually showing me fishing on the fish, casting into a 20-mile-per-hour headwind at 40 wraps, than go on the back of it and thump it out 50 wraps or, you know.
Yeah,
50.
and these obviously give you the ability to reach the fish wherever they are within reason. So.
Exactly, and it's having that accuracy. People always say, you know, whatever you can cast to, or when I'm giving like rod consultations and stuff like that, you know, whatever you can cast to, if you can then fish at 80% of that, you're going to fish much more effectively rather than trying to fish on your 100% threshold.
Course, yeah.
So, you know,
just hoping to get out.
Exactly. So if you're a 40 wrap caster, then you can fish like at 30 wraps, you'll be like super efficient.
Yeah.
If you're a 40 wrap caster and you're trying to fish at 40 wraps all the time, you know, you make life easy for yourself. Get a set of ST13s and go and make it easy for yourself.
Well, if obviously I've been using the 10s since I saw you. If they're anything to go by in terms of playing action, how they feel, then these are, they're going to be very nice for us to play with. So let's get this down us.
Yeah.
And then have a few casts myself, I think.
Yeah, let's get the rods out and have a few casts and stuff and see what you think, because at the end of the day, we've had, you know, the feedback we've had on these rods, you know, we sell direct to the customer, which is brilliant because it means that we get to know our customers and they get to know us. So people would phone us up, have a chat with us on social media and things. We get to know our customers, and the feedback that we're getting is phenomenal on these ones. It really is. And you know, we've got a great team of ambassadors behind us, which is supporting us.
So you've got some big names behind you, haven't you?
Yeah. And you know, the thing about the people, like, you know, we've got Rupert Whiteman, Bev Clifford, Ryan Eade, Wayne Mansford, Stu Higgs, you know, my business partner, you know, all phenomenal anglers, and they all bring something to the brand, and they're part of the brand because they believe in what we're doing, you know, and that's a really good feeling, you know. It's not just that we're waving big paychecks.
I was going to say, like, business aside, am I right in thinking that these people are with you because they want to be with you? You haven't just slapped 10 grand down and said, come fish for us?
No, not at all.
Like, there's no monetary involvement, is there, with the ambassadors?
No. The thing is that they're friends of ours. You know, we've been around the industry for a long time, Luke. You know, I've been coaching and I've been part of the England setup, and I've been, you know, around the trade a long time, so you get to know them. But, you know, we're very proud of the ambassadors that are using the rods, and I'm also really proud of the anglers that are buying the rods and giving us feedback on them, because, you know, they don't have to be tagging us in things or sort of like giving us the feedback, but everything we've had so far has been really positive. And
you're building like a little community, aren't you, I guess?
Exactly that, you know, and that's why we do it. We do it because we want to build that community, offer some great rods at a good price. You know, the ST13 is retailing at $324.99, I think it is, which for the money is, you know, the carbon, you're getting the components, you've got the Tie Forge air guides on there, you know, the carbon inlay reel seat, full hardware in Duplon handles as well on there. You know, the whole spec of the rod has been built and designed around what we think the ultimate fishing rod should be.
Well, like you say, you've got a lot of experience from all different kind of areas of angling as well, haven't you? Whether it's like match carp fishing or specimen fishing, or just all different aspects is coming into these rods. Yeah,
exactly. And that's when we sat down, it wasn't a case of, well, we want to sell these rods at X amount of pounds, so what can we afford with that?
Yes, we want to build them. We want to build them. Oh, that's the price of them.
We went backwards on it. We were like, right, we want the best carp rod that we can produce, you know. And then we worked back and said, well, what can we sell them for? What is the least amount of money that we can sell them for to the customer?
I mean, it's got to be quite a nice feeling that in your mind you have built the best carp rod that you can build, and it's a lot lower price than a lot on the market. Yeah,
because we sell direct. But we get you on the rods in a minute. We'll have a cast. You're not casting over there because that's where the fish are showing. So
it looks good for it, doesn't it?
I'm going to put you over here and you can cast out that way, Luke. But
that's fine.
Let's finish these coffees and then we'll get out and have a little cast, shall we?
Let's do it. All right, what have I signed myself up for then?
Right, you ready? There you go. Something a little bit different than the 10 footers that you've been using.
It's a little bit longer, isn't it?
It is indeed.
3 foot longer, I'd say.
It should be.
Right.
But see how you get on with that, Luke. Just aim towards the sign on the tree on the far margin.
And you say this is 30 wraps?
That's wrapped up at 30 wraps at the moment,
Okay. So 30 wraps into a headwind.
Into a headwind, into a headwind.
Not my comfort zone, I'd say. I might have to take my coat off actually, because it's quite restrictive, but let's give it a go. Well, that hit the clip.
You almost cracked off hitting the clip, Luke. Yeah, there you go,
Okay.
easy. Well, that was 30 wraps first try. And yeah, you made that look effortless, absolutely effortless.
That's quite nice to cast, actually.
Yeah.
You can feel, I know you were saying obviously about it not being really stiff. You can feel even just breathing in, can't you, that it's not just the tip
No.
that's bending. You can feel that little bit of flex throughout. So
The whole rod works, Luke. That's what we tried to work on, was it's not just the tip flexing and then getting into like a stiff butt section.
Yeah.
It's got to be, that's when I talk about a progressive power band. It's got to progress all the way through. You know, that's a 4.5 ounce lead that you're using on there. You know, they work nicely with 4 ounces all the way up to a, you know, to a solid bag as well. They're lovely for casting those. But
Yeah.
have a few more,
let's
casts.
give it another go.
Yeah, look, you've actually even got a rainbow forming over the far line there for your marker. So have another little
Nice.
cast.
Ah, it's a bit low, that one. Oh, still hit it. Yeah, I like these. I do like them, to be fair.
And that was a really low cast, that one there. You know, like,
Yeah.
to be fair, I think you probably hit 40 wraps easy. In fact, if you want, we can wrap it up there.
40?
I reckon you can do 40.
Do you reckon?
I reckon. And also, if I'll give you a few, if you want, I can give you a few little tweaks on your casting.
Okay,
And I reckon we can do 40 wraps. What do you say?
let's try it.
If you do 40, you can make the next brew.
Go on then, let's
Go on
try
then.
it.
All right.
Well, Graham's given me a couple of pointers, and let's give it a go, see if we can do this 40. Never thought I'd be saying that, but left foot forward rather than right. I'm really putting some weight into it, looking up as well. Can we make this happen?
That's it, Luke. Follow that line, follow the line. Now to the side.
It's done it!
You got it!
It's done it!
Ah, yes, mate.
40 wraps.
40 wraps into a
Literally
headwind.
as it landed.
Right,
So I'll take that.
mate, on a day like today with that rain coming in and the wind coming in, that's a long cast, mate. But
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing that in perfect conditions, let alone like this.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if I can hit 40 wraps with these, anyone can. That's all I'm saying.
No, well done, mate. Well done.
Cheers.
That's music to my ears, to be honest with you, Luke, because that's exactly what we tried to create as a rod.
I was going to say, that must be nice to see for you that an average angler can hit that. I know I've got casting line on it and there's no rig, but still, that means that if I had a set of these, I'd probably be fishing 30 quite comfortably.
You'll be fishing 30 on a sixpence, like you saw what it was like when you're hitting 30.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, it's with ease.
And we have got, I don't know if the camera shows it up, but this weather is atrocious for actually casting into. Like, we've got a 20 mile per hour headwind coming at us.
Yeah.
As soon as that leg goes up above the tree line, it's obviously getting held back quite considerably.
Yeah.
So no, well done.
Nice.
And that was just, you know, half a dozen casts with an ST13.
I'll have a set. Thanks very much.
I'll put the kettle on.
Nice.
Well, hope you've enjoyed watching this CARPology video of our ST13s, and you now have the chance of winning a set of 3 of these yourself. All you need to do is head over to our social media pages, that's Facebook and Instagram. Just search for South Coast Rods and follow the simple rules on how to enter, and you might be lucky enough to win yourself a full set of ST13s.